and welcome to the stream. My name is Lee, and today is Greyhawk Day. So, actually, we have to bring up the last other thing. Let me get things settled. We're doing okay time-wise. A little late on the start, but not terribly. I think we're getting better overall. Now, let me go to World of Greyhawk. Ever the Undying. This is the one. Bob. No, I don't want this ever. Thank you. Okay, now. Let's see. Okay, whatever. I'm not even gonna. Let's see. Now we go to here. Should be available. Yep. Now we just check. Not that. Oh, wait. There we go. Get this a little settled in. Yeah. All right. There we go. Voila. So, hello to everyone. I have coffee with ice, and I didn't even check. Anyway, I went to the supermarket. Within half of the specific purpose was to get cash back, and they didn't even. Oh, hi! We already have Kit. I don't even have to do the summoning ritual. Hello and welcome. Let me close that out. Welcome to the stream. So, as I was saying before, my name is Lee, in case you didn't know. And we have Bloop. Yes, okay. Let's go to here, and, we're going to go, yes, this one. Everyone, it is Greyhawk time. And then, hang on, because it's Greyhawk, okay, so we got this going, then we go to the other Greyhawk server. So, my theory is, and we have a few minutes, okay, my theory is today we're going back to Roxas, which you mentioned on the Greyhawk server this morning, which is fun. Greyhawk Online, Wiki, live streaming, okay. Actually, no. I was gonna say I am live with Kit, but technically you're not live here. Although you are, I would be kind of cool if you wanted to come live as a guest. Good afternoon, Greyhawk. I'm live with yes. // So. Yay. Oh. That is, I put a slash through between Twitch and, there we go. That should work. Okay, now, that we have informed everyone of our being live, we will, okay. Let us see what you did. I'm sure that's good. We will see. New wiki feature. Wait, let's just... No, that one. This is the one we want. Wiki. I was scrambling because I went to the supermarket and... oh yeah, I went to get cash back and they didn't even let me have cash back because the card went weird, so I had to not even do that. But I did get milk, so, you know, that was another important thing. Let's see. We're going to... Access... for the 20 years, capital of Great Kingdom, prehistory, pre-Greyhawk Wars, post-Greyhawk Wars. Declined in 576. By the time the Greyhawk Wars began, the kingdom was already folding under its own weight. Okay, over 1,000 people executed. Are executed more than escaped the city. Okay, executions. In Roxas, if it holds control of the royal demesnes and the Grandwood, but just barely. Any part of the kingdom beyond that is only by threats and intimidations. Tensing is... okay. Previous grandeur of the city had fallen into a state of disrepair and crumbling. Roads and other infrastructure have no governmental maintenance, and citizens are forced, under penalty of confiscation of property, to place flagstones on roads adjacent to any property they own. Flooding. Oh, so basically they're making people do the paving. Interesting. Okay. Hang on. Also, there's an ad break, which we start, but I got things properly started before then, so that's a start. coffee. Okay. In Cityscape. Okay. So pre-Greyhawk Wars, post-Greyhawk Wars. Let's see. Cityscape, you said? Let me. Yep. Okay. Let me boop this open actually, so you can see it. That's what we're looking at right now. No, it seems okay. Maybe squish a little bit. This. No, not that. Whatever that is. All right. Yeah. For this, we can do that. All right. Perfect. 7 seconds. Okay. Let me, because I didn't get a chance to pee. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have a little break, and then we'll go back to this as soon as the thingy starts, because the thingy's gonna start any second now. Okay. In Cityscape. Okay, let me go here. Check the Cityscape section. Palace Complex, Palace of the Overking. Palace Compound. Oh, so the palace and then everything else in the place. Other sites in the city. The park and thing. Population, demographics. We don't have any notable individuals. Religion. Okay, so you split it into palace itself and the rest of the area around the palace, which actually makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of details on the palace. So that actually makes a lot of sense. Split it in palace and area around a palace. Okay. All right. Oh, that tracks. Okay. Hang on. What we were gonna do though was get to here when the ad, because this is the thing about the ad breaks is they don't like. They say, oh, you're gonna have an ad break, and then they just don't, and it's just frustrating. Okay, because I'm trying to time it. Beautiful. Okay, now is the timing. Boop. I'll be back, I promise. And I know the ads are longer now. We switched it up. All right, I'm back. Hopefully, I didn't screw that up too. There we go. Hi. Okay. Boom. Whew. All right. Um, the reason I made the longer ads, I think it might slightly more frequently too, was because this is the minimum amount of ads we can get away with to keep the pre-roll completely off. Um, completely off, which I thought was a good idea. Kind of a balance between that. Keeping the pre-roll off is the big one, I thought. But, yes. That's this. This one, okay. Bop it all up. So, what we're gonna do is go to Ivid, and we're gonna go to the section. Oh, also, it's got, so, if anyone is in the tournament, welcome. Hang on, I should check that before we do anything. It's our, Game of Tomes, the tournament, so, the tournament, oh yeah, they're all enabled. Excellent. Beautiful. Okay. So, it's working. I'm part of a writer's group called Game of Tomes, and we do, during our, what's the one? Streams, not streams. Yes, we do, during our, what's the one? Tournament in July. We do keeping track of how much you write and edit so that, and counting it toward, house points and seeing who can do the most writing and everything. It's cool. It's fun. It's friendly competition. We have a good time. And boot camp day 2. Okay, that's tomorrow. All right, so Thunderbolt. Let us do that. No, not that. This one. Millennium Free Cities. Okay, so we're gonna go to Roxas is 28. Because there's all sorts of other stuff besides the park and there's the map. Okay, so Roxas, Floods, Disease, Treason, Temple of Macabre, there's Temple of Ballsy. In the palace we have Foltus. Oh, um, let's see. Well, let's see if the temple, let's see what we got. Here, let me open this a little bit. It's good for reading. Okay. Um, sorry, it's just swelteringly hot in here. Mm, it's not even like hot. It's just sticky and icky and ugh, which is a shame. But you know, I need to is check on the dehumidifier, but that can be later. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is um Temple Fultus. Um um yes. Um okay. Yes. The powerful glyphs of warding on all entrances, many with secondary effects such as hold person and even energy drain cast onto them. Not even desperate thieves will venture here. Inside, unnoticed to most of Roxas, the upper level temple has been looted, though the secret basement treasures and a handful of magical items have been carefully hidden. The priests and acolytes have all been slain and raised as undead. A small pack of ghouls enters the undercity from a secret door in the basement. One priest here stands as failed attempt to create an animus from him. It has animus statistics, save for inability to use command and domination powers. Further, he does not regenerate. This wretched creature is virtually mindless, shambling around inside the temple and vocalizing ghastly, stomach-turning howls of fury and despair. Any PC follower of Fultus, granting him the peace of death, would certainly receive the blessing of Fultus. Okay, so there's the temple, the sealed-off temple. That probably goes in Cityscape instead of Religion, because it's just, they sealed it off, and it's just there. Temple of Macabre. Temple to Fultus, that got sealed off. Does it specify when this all went down? Let's see. So, Emastus Carcosa. Wait, hang on. Let us piece together the timeline on this one. Let me go back to here for a sec. Notable individuals, because they put him under there. Priest of 557. He went as far as to reach out to St. Cuthbert with the Fulton Church, his long-standing antipathy. So he's like, alright, look, we've had a lot of beef, but this is, yeah. Deposed and ordered arrested for treason. His whereabouts afterward are unknown. Yeah, I would, probably 577-ish. Yes, so 467. Ivid declared, yes. Okay, 467. Wow, so Ivid's been the king for a long time. Okay. Flesh golems. I wonder if there's anything on the... We'll have to put a pin in that. There's a lot of things we need to put a pin in that I'm like, okay, well... We'll come back to later. I think after we work our way through this book, it's probably going to be the monster manual, and then we can put other stuff in. Okay. Knights of Doom. Inside, another tower belongs to Wizard Karulk. Ghouls and a vampiric mist. Okay. Avid's Road. Nearby, I don't know how nearby, but, there's also a temple to Fultus, which has, not been used, since the late in the late 500s. I mean, wait, 576 was, okay, hang on, 576, that was the year, right? That was the year, it's 576, so, okay, so, 576, yep, Worship Hexter was already, prevalent, right, because, David himself was a priest of, Hexter, or trained classically as a priest of Hexter, and then, yeah, fun fact. Park outside the crypts. Okay, so, serves the graveyard for the city. Yes. Alright, Okay, so let us do our first bit of editing. I'm going to start a timer. We're gonna go by time. Um, yes. Let me just go to, um, um, stopwatch. Yep. Okay. All right. So, the reason I'm getting a stopwatch set up behind the scenes is so that I can then do this. Okay, and then we can begin our editing process. Let's see. First, bring up this one, and then let's begin the editing process. Um, for those of you curious as to why I'm being so fastidious about how much time I'm spending editing, it's because I'm counting editing toward God. And okay, edit source. Yes, here we go. Um, a second, another temple. Um, to Foltus, which Foltus has P in it. Yeah, there we go. Um, boarded up since. Boarded up since. Um, sorry. I mean, it is sunshine yellow. God, that's terrible. Um, that's okay. Sorry. Since let's see. Not long after, which was boarded up not long after name uh the arrest of the high priest. We're gonna do this in, yeah, uh we're gonna put his name in. We're gonna put his name in the thing. Afterward, when I've done um sorry. Mm, um mm-hmm. The official line was that the official explanation, um with glyphs of warding put around the entrances. Um okay. And then we're gonna put a citation there, cite source book, Ivid, where where in um yeah, 556 to 5, that's no, he was definitely king before 5. Maybe I'm just mixing up my years and thinking they're longer than they are. Still, it's 30 years is not nothing to sneeze at. But it was more than that. I think it's definitely more than that. I'm just 577. Hang on, because someone meant I think he was priest. He might have been 100 years before that, or maybe I'm just mixing up my dates. And hence the name. Right. What page is this? 30. Okay. 30. Okay. 30. An official word. The explanation was that all of the acolytes in the temple had died of a particularly nasty strain of oh, David the First. Okay, so 30 years. It's okay. It wasn't that long. I'm just mixing up my math here. Mm. Okay, so it wasn't actually. Well, 30 years is not nothing to sneeze at. That's how long I've been alive. So you know. Um. Well, I've been along longer than that, but not by much. Had died of a particularly virulent strain. And while everyone had reason to doubt the official account, nobody, nobody, um, yeah, I think Ivid the Fourth had double digits at least, and yeah, Ivid the Fifth killed all of them. He had a lot of kids. Nobody had reasons at the official count. Nobody really wanted to, um, uh, was willing to risk the plague to actually investigate. Um, the priests, let's see, the priests did end up haunting undead stuck in the trapped in the trapped in the temple. Juicy details, but not too much. Um, yes. All right. One has a failed animus, and though there are rumors, um, yeah, okay, right. 123. Yeah, 123, and he killed all of them, or some of them died from other reasons, but yeah, he killed a lot of them. Uh, I think the only person I can think of in modern parlance who got close was this one guy from has 100. I think there's one man the tech guy who founded Telegram who has 108, and I think there's a couple like big name rap stars who not Kendrick Lamar, someone who has quite a few, but not none of them have none of those kids have gone on murder sprees yet. So there's that. Um, yeah, he murdered 100 siblings, over 100 siblings. Okay. One failed animus. Let's see. We're also citing this to page, no, site, sourcebook, citations, 30. Um, Undead Haunt the Temple. Um, in the basement. Um, the wards, um, the wards and everything else, and other dangers. Yeah. Alright, let's do that. Okay. That's pretty good. So, this one added, Fultus, yes. Boom. Now, now we find out what this guy's, Court of Essence. Yes, the court. Oh, I'm gonna read through that in a sec, but let me go to notable individuals. Emastus, Carcosa. Emastus Carcosa. Emastus. I'm gonna take. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do that, and then here. And you ready? We're gonna go to edit source. Yep, Emastus Carcosa. And I guess we can put him in there, but we'd have to. If we put him in a link here, we can't link him down there. And he has a page. So, okay, we're going to do that. Added specific name. Fulton Priest. Yep, okay. Beautiful. And then we go to, we're going to take the linky bit out of here. And then we're going to do, unlinking duplicate link. Minor edit. Unlinking duplicate link. Duplicate link. There we go. Yep, okay. Ta-da! Okay, so we have the Temple of Foltus. Now, what else we got? Let's see what else we have in the book. Temple of Foltus. Then we got the Temple of Hextor, which we talked about. It's on the palace grounds. Temple of Zilchus. Are separate if you should link at least once in each section. Alright. Okay. That's, you know what, that is fair. If they, let's see, how, they're pretty separated. Let me look. That's actually put idea. Let's see. It's just Carcosa, notable individuals. Mastis Carcosa. Yeah, because they're going to be putting other stuff underneath that, so I'll link it again. Okay, we're going to do this, and then we're going to go... Yeah, true, but this is like, there's... It's the entire other rest of the city. There's all sorts of other stuff in the rest of the city. Relinking link. Okay, relinking link. Yep, we're relinking the link. Alright. Boom. Minor edit. Alright, so there's that. Then Temple of Foltus. Words and other dangers. Gotcha. Okay, so let's see what else we got. The Temple of Hextor, which you mentioned. Temple of Zilchus. They simply through the presence. The temple's not been looted, but most of its wealth has been quietly shipped out of Roxas. Only a handful of acolytes. We mentioned it in the religious, section. Minor princelings of House Darman. I think we mentioned that in the religion section, so... Barracks of the Black Legion, which I believe is, almost certainly in the palace grounds, although I don't know for sure. Let's see. Complete with, yes, so armory, support buildings, captain's quarters, okay. Barracks use, commanding off the Imperial Regulars. Imperial Regulars are all chaotic, evil, and lime. They're well-disciplined war veterans. That's the... Oh! Well-disciplined lord... I feel like that would make them lawful evil, but alright. Brutal General Schnus, famous for his dancing sword and magical artificial left eye. Oh. Does he have a guy? Because if he doesn't, we might put him in notable individuals if he doesn't have a page. The barracks. The barracks to the Black Legion. Almost certainly, right? 12 on the map, but I don't have a copy of the map. Barracks to Black Legion. Let's see. Down here, we got peoples. There are way more things. Alright, we might have to, Ivid. Shkin, if he has the general, yes, shotgun blow, okay, yeah. Thieves Guild, okay, head of the Thieves Guild. Ivid over King. Priest of Nerul. Karluk. It's got a Patriarch General. Rendine. Okay, him. High Priest of Bakab. Okay, interesting. No, they do not have a general, so we're putting the general, yeah, okay. Then, huh. So that's interesting. So this is labeled, huh. That is interesting. I wonder what the numbers are then, if they're not linked to the map. In any case, we are going to put, since the general doesn't have a, magical items, Fiend Knights, Fiend Knights, yeah, Fiend Circlet. Okay, yeah, the Fiend Knights, the general doesn't have a thing, but he seems like he's kind of important. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put him in the, yeah, barracks. The barracks to the, here, let me go to the thing. Undercity, other things. We might, be, halfling meat, ooh, there's a lot of ones. Okay, special note. Okay. Karooks, let's see. The barracks. So yeah, it's the barracks of the Black Legion. Possibly. And yeah, if the barracks are, yeah, it doesn't specify. It puts it barracks of the Black Legion. It just says, and famous for his dancing sword and his magical artificial left eye. Um, Imperial regular. She does not have a um section, so I'm gonna put him in notable people. Uh, yeah, I think that might be the one, the same one. It's barracks of the what are these guys? The Imperial regulars. So, yeah, that might be it. Let me bring back um this one. Right. So we're gonna go. I'm going to put in other sites around the city. We might have to separate it out further because there's a lot of places. But we'll see. Um, let's see. Religion, notable individuals. Um, Mastis Carcosa. I'm also going to add the general because he doesn't have his own section down at the bottom of notable people, so he's probably not worth getting a page about, but he definitely has. He's named, and he does, he's the general of in charge of these soldiers, and has a multiple magical artifacts, so I figure he's worth putting in here. Let's see. Um, um, Interesting. So it's quite a large park. I mean that makes sense. It's the entirety of like burial years, centuries worth. Maybe not centuries worth of burials, but like quite a few. Like graveyards get to be big because people are, you know. All right. So, um, another noteworthy citizen, individual is General. What's this general's name? Uh, SHI. SHI. Um, I think it's CHI. SCHI, right? SCHINUSS. Yep. Um, who is in charge? Imperial. Um, um, mm, he. Oh, they're gonna do another ad break. Dang it. Is known for his magical sword. prosthetic. Mm-hmm. Um, an old war veteran. Yep. And then we go source book. Vid. Um. Oh, the others don't. Okay, they don't line up with Fate of Istis, which is kind of annoying because that's what they say. Oh, look on the map, and then they then it's not on the map. You know, there's no matching. You know what I mean? Here, let me briefly I just need to stretch for half a minute because we're gonna have an ad break anyway. Oh no, not yet. Okay. It's kind of frustrating as well because my throat is really not. Ugh. 4 people watching though, so that's pretty cool. Okay, yeah. Let me stop the stopwatch while we do that. Let me pause that. Yeah. All right. Let me stretch for half a minute. Mm. Yeah. Alright. Me. Me. I have a cough drop. I have some Flonase, and that should help a little bit, I think. Hope nothing going wrong. Yeah, the thing is frustrating. It said, "Oh, as seen on Fate of Istis," and then and then it'll map here where they all line up, and then they're just. Ugh. Anyway, what I was gonna say was, let me start the thingy up again. Welcome back for those of you not stuck with the ads. Um, you can sub if you want. But I'm trying to keep pre-roll off for those who aren't. It's a delicate balance. Okay. Let me see. What did I do on the thing though? Yep, I think that's it. Added section on general. Mm, um, we might have a section of notable businesses just because there's a bunch of taverns and stuff listed. Um, okay. Um, Fultus. Okay. Then we go there. Continue to our building's captain's quarters. Um, um, oh wow. So yes, you guys. Um, mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Let's see. It's probably in the palace compound. So, um, and both ballsy. Um, mm-hmm. Um, okay. Um, I'm gonna say, right, I'm gonna say there are also barracks for the um. True. Okay, so more are true. Although if they said, hang on, do they say um 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 yeah, they could make notes of, like, if they specifically said, here, there's a map in this book, they should, like, I don't know, reference, like, oh, it's this number on this map. For those that don't line up, because there's a lot that probably don't line up, but you know, you could, if they do line up, like, hey, this is this number on this map, just for reference points, that might be helpful. I don't know for sure. Hang on, let me mute this because someone Discord is beeping, and I know. Yeah, it could put secondary numbers because yeah, if there's more in Ivid, then um. Mm, all right, Temple of Valdi, Temple of Macabre. Okay, we're going through in order, I guess. Temple of Fultus, Temple of Hextor, Temple of Zilchus. I put in about the Temple of Zilchus in the religion section, so probably not gonna put it in. Religion. Yes. Yes. Um, maybe, maybe not mention that, but we could go Palace Complex. Did they mention it in religion about Macabre? Um, okay, so temples, we could put them in here. And then in the religion section, there's more about the priests and stuff, but, Palace Compound. Um, as well as a second temple, as well as a temple to Zilchus. Yeah, we're gonna do that, because that'll make this paragraph longer. And then, you know, we'll put the ones that have more detail in the religion section just up in that top, and then any that have, you know, um yeah, any, because if we put stuff in the religion section, then we'll only put like a mention of it in the cityscape section, just like, oh yeah, there's also this temple, and then more in the religion temple of what happened to the priests and what the priests did. The priest Fultus got put in the cityscape section because it's worded and it's got undead. That's more details on the temple itself rather than the people worshippers. That might make sense. So we'll mention the temple. Just, I think that's how we'll play it. Yeah, let's do it that way. Nope, not that one. So this one is, we'll mention cityscape section. Palace compound. No, other. Okay, so um um all right, Zilchus, and it's in a different section. It's kind of far from the religion section, so we'll link it, and then we'll um, source book, Ivid, it's 30, right? Let's check this. $32. Okay. Key. Yep. And then no. Okay. Parent. Then that. Yep. And then another temple in the city is. Let's see. Um. Yeah. Right. Yes. Right. Fultus has this, but here, then up park. Okay, and then we'll go to the other section, which is actually the ones on the palace compound, and put in about the, let's see, Palace of the Overking, Harulk's Tower. I will get it right eventually. The Barracks of the Black Legions and the, Companion Guard, and Captain's Quarters, along with separate housing for the officers. The Barracks of the Black Legion. Okay, yep. So, um, um, Right, other sites around the city. Hextor, Temple of Hextor, Temple of Ballsy, Knights of Doom. Tower of the Knights of Doom, which is separate from the Barracks of the Black Legion. Gross Tower. Right, because the Tower of the... Alright, yeah, that's the palace itself. The column, the... This is cell towers. Okay, I think the Tower of the Knights of Doom is different than the Gross Tower. Tower of the Fiend Knights, okay. I think that's the same one mentioned here, so we're going to put a pin in that for now, but we're going to say, Royal Crypts. The Royal Crypts are, okay, yes, so if that's the case, let's see. Interior map is given, and then you got Hextor, Tower of the Dead. Yeah, okay, yeah, so we're gonna say, okay, so that also contains the, barracks of the, irregulars and the companion guard, and human members of the companion guard, along with, right, so we're gonna say barracks and with separate quarters for the officers. Many of whom are who are frequently executed for incompetence. Yes. Okay. So let's see. Um. And the Crypts, House of Hextor, Tower of the Night and Doom, Charlotte with the Crypts, Tower of the Dead, the Royal Crypts protect antipathy spell. Let's actually check that down. Because if Knights of Doom are also Fiend Knights, then Fiend Knights, yep, that's the same one. Okay, they just have a different secondary name and other sources. Okay, cool. So, and that's mentioned that have towers, so that makes sense. Let's see. I'm gonna put the Ballsy himself. Some point, Temple to Hexter was built. Yeah, we're gonna put it between the temple. I think the two temples. Yeah, this is where we're gonna put it. Yeah, between the two temples and here. The palace compound. Also contains including barracks for the what is the barracks? Let's see. Group, okay, barracks, support buildings, barracks of the Black Legions, armory is another stablery. Yeah, see, like 13A, 13B, 13C implies that there's a map somewhere where these are all listed, but there's no map except the big overarching one. So I feel like there was meant to be a map. The way it's numbered, especially with like the 1 through 5 for the gates, heavily suggests that there was supposed to be a visual that went with it, except there isn't. Tenant cottages for domestic servants and drudges. Okay. So, military and military support, including armory. Yeah. So let's see. What we can do. We're gonna squish this all into one. So, barracks, support buildings, captain's quarters. Yeah. So we're gonna squish this into one and cite page 30 as the source. So, including barracks for the Black Legion. As the let's see, Imperial regulars. Yeah, I was gonna say. That's why I assumed that the numbers matched up with the Fate of Istis map because it's very. It looks like there'd be a map, so there isn't one. Well, there's the Fate of Istis map, but just a map that never got made. Okay. Black Legion. Black Legion or Black Legions? Black Legion. Um, um, uh, um, Housing for their officers, who share space with officers of the Companion Guard. Um, um, right. Maybe we won't mention, right, so they have to have all of the numbers laid out, and then they'll draw the map, but because TSR shut down between when Carl Sargent wrote it and when it was published, the map never happened. They had the map, Matt Matthewson, I believe, made the map. I know the interior map, and that had to be tracked down separately and put in with the formatting. Yeah, so I can imagine they just didn't have a chance to commission the more detailed map they meant to put in for Roxas as well. Which is a shame, because Palace, there should not be an end of Palace. Let's see. Well, that's the Companion Guard. There are also buildings for the troops. Troops, including an armory with skilled dwarven blacksmiths, I think. Um, Stablery. Garg Grogand Clandon also does not have a page. Also, um, with a skilled dwarven blacksmith. Man, I might as well put this. Let's see. Grogand. He's not even necessarily. Let's see. I mean, unless he should go under notable individuals, but honestly, it's so minor. Might as well just Clandon. Um, um, a stablery. Stable. Is it yeah, stable and housing for other support personnel. Yeah, yeah, because it's housing for the drudgery. You got the Dwarven blacksmith, and you got the stables and stablery. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much what we got. I mean, I think they put him in the stable, but like, um, yeah, okay, yeah, armory, um, an armory. You know, if we're gonna put him, all right, it's a small detail, but let's see, a stable, um, houses the workshop of a skilled housing further support. Um, yes, stable that also did it and housing. I think that's yeah, a little ambiguous, but I think we're good at that. Um, yeah, as well as servant houses. Yep, that's what I said with the stable, armory, and housing for other support personnel. They marked it as 13 A, B, and C for this one. Yeah. But yeah, that's what they have in here too. They have the armory, stablery, armory, and the servants' houses. And servants. Um, yeah, and servant housing. Huh. Okay. But yes. Military on military and support buildings. Okay. Yep. So there's that. Now we just have to hope it goes through because apparently this is being slowly. Please go through. It's being slow in saving, but I think should be okay, right? Hopefully. Please go through. And then after that, there's what else is there? Sorry. It's only 2:30. Alright. Support buildings, okay, Tower of the Dead. We talked about that one. Okay, Karuk. Palace. Okay. I'm gonna go through that in a bit, but Screaming, Zeltar's house. Alright. I'm gonna put it on the bottom. Zeltar's house. Oh, Zelazar. Zelazar's house. Okay. Zelazar's house. Oh, here we go. It said so. Palace compound. The palace also it's in military buildings, the Balak for the Black Legion, with separate housing for the officers, share quarters for the officers of the Companion Guard, support buildings for the troops, servants housing. Okay, yep. Shoulder shutter with the Royal Crypt, another tower, Karulk. Yes. It did go through, but that is good to know. Click the thing in the... Alright. Interesting. F5, huh? Control F5? Alright. Good to know. Alright. Good to know. Alright, but yeah, it did go through. Palace Overking, Palace Compound, other sites around the city. Alright, so... we might have to break up... Well, we might break up this section. We'll see. Okay. Zelazar's house. This house of ill repute has become debauched to an appalling degree. Its most notable resident, a semi-permanent guest, is Prince Ishikane of Nalix. Major landholding lands north of Imeda, so Nalix means he's cousin to the king somehow. His land supply more than half the food, which keeps Roxas from starvation and utter collapse. Jaded, warped, half-deranged wretch who barely cares whether he lives or dies. He's simply here to see the last act of this tragedy of House Nalix play out. Huh. From his point of view, the best way to do this is by indulging him to the utmost. If we're all gonna die, let's go down partying, sort of vibe. From his point of view, okay, yes. Money and a handful of degenerate Roxas merchants with some resources left keeps Zelazar's establishment going. Somehow, the proprietor manages to stock a good supply of powerful liqueur, addictive substances of various kinds, depraved and mostly diseased doxies. Ooh. And wretches who fight to death in gladiatorial pit in the cellar. Ooh, wow, okay. From time to time, a polymorph fiend might enjoy a little voyeurism here, and the priest Fextor or one of Roxas' few remaining mages could attend for some particular indulgence. In addition to the dubious pleasures of meeting such folk, Ishaken is not without interest. He knows some hidden secrets concerning Nalix bloodline. Specifically, he is carefully concealed at his home castle a text, okay, written by Zane himself. It stated that Ivid was not the biological son of Ivid IV, but rather son of a union between a Tannery and an enchantress. While the claim may be wholly false, the individual who owned the other copy was pursued for years by Ibid's agents and finally slain. From the Ashes campaign book. Ibid is unaware of any other copies of this text exist. Okay. Adjacent to the park, along with the bathhouse. Ibid is unaware of any other copies of this text exist. Isn't sure what values it may prove to have, but he considers that if and when it is right time to back a claim to the throne, the book might prove very useful. Aha. So he's just like, he's keeping it in case someone comes along who might be able to dethrone Ibid, and he's like, I have dirt, you can't kill me. Sort of, that's his plan, is if someone comes to challenge him, he can throw it up as, like, barter chip for someone who wants to depose Ibid. But for now, just get drunk, get laid, and forget the whole thing. Interesting. Uh-huh. Death rate skyrocketing, Red Death in 76. 20% population to carrier contracted disease. Ooh. At the end of the Greyhawk Wars, so that would be 85-ish before nonsense went down. Yeah, I was gonna say, because if the Roxas got thrown up in 86 and the Greyhawk Wars ended in 85, that's like the year between when everything was kind of like, before, I would imagine, Xanavar Ascent and the North Kingdom's breakoff was not a peaceful time. But, yes. So, yes, we have Zelazar's house. Okay, a house of ill repute next to the park, and, yeah, so 584. Yeah, 583 to 585, so 584. Ibid, I know, was 585, and then apparently Roxas went up in, the ring formed up after Ibid's death, deposing. It was very unclear if he was actually dead. He just, got declared no longer the king. So whatever happened whatever happened when that went down was in 586. So yeah, 585 would have been the year of peace. I would imagine. Let's see. Okay. But yes, Zelatar's house. Let's go and okay, yes, notable individuals, demographic, true seeing, religion, or okay, other sites of the city. Yep, here we go. Next to the park is a house of ill repute. It does not mention who the proprietor is. Next to said park is a house of ill repute. Called let's see. Let me just Zelazar. Just so you guys can see what I'm working with here. Zelazar's house. Zelazar's house. Yeah, Zelazar's house. Alright, let me bring this back up. Zelazar's house. I guess the, let's see, site source, yeah, site source book, that's the one. Ibid. Boom, 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 boom. So let's see. 33. Okay. House of ill repute. Let's see. The house, the place only manages to stay in business. Almost entirely kept in business. By... I wonder if... Oh, there's a whole ad, another ad. Okay. Let me check something on the real quick. Whether, Fate of the Overking. Personalities. We got, Commander of the Companion Guard. Morith. Priest of... Okay. Oh yeah, Ishaken. Okay. So, yep. Ishaken does have a thing. So we're gonna put Ishaken as, that. Let me... No, Roxas. Temple of Macabre, Temple of Ballsy. I'm out of coffee. Let me do... What we're gonna do is Tower of... When we get to there... Military house. Okay, let me... Put this back up. Stop this briefly. Alright, let me... I will be back in half a sec. I need more coffee. Alright. Coffee acquired. Let me just... Coffee acquired. And... Bip. Hi. I have Crawford coffee. Despite the fact that it's a mug, it is iced coffee. Okay. So, we'll begin. Let me restart the stopwatch, and I think we'll probably end the stream around 3-ish. But yeah, let me restart this. Okay. So yeah, 3-ish. Most notable resident. Ishainken. Ishainken? Okay, yes. So what we're gonna do is, let's go Prince Inshai. How do you spell his name? Ish Ain. Ish Ainken. Ish Ainken? Let me just... Ish Ainken. Yes, Ishainken. Blue Ishainken. Prince Ishainken. I'm gonna do this, and then, Ishainken, right? Prince Ishainken of House Neelix. House... not Neelix. Neelix? Not like the Star Trek. Aelax. 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 Of House Neelix. He is a cousin of Vivid's. We'll probably note, if we're gonna put a page on him anyway, Ivid. Yeah. Ivid the Fifths. Who runs an estate, north of the city, that provides, most of the food, provides most of the food for the city. 4, to the north of the city, that provides most of the food for the city. I think that's a little repetitive, but yes. Most of the to the north, most of these food supply, most of the food supply of yeah, provides most of the food for the city, and therefore is wealthy. And not only is he wealthy, he's also kind of untouchable, almost. I guess is the right word. Let's see. Um, North of Imeda. The Imeda east of Roxas. Okay. Imeda. Okay, north of the Imeda River, east of Roxas. North of east of the city. Past the north of the Imeda River. Mm-hmm. I was just thinking about that. About rivers and counties. Because in U.S., rivers and counties are both named with the proper name first. So we're just gonna do that. Yeah. Yeah, north of the city. So let's see. Yes. Uh, Jaded and um uh is his um um tendencies that crop up um mm, um okay. We're gonna put the jaded and hedonistic tendencies of yes, so he does that. It's jaded and hedonistic tendencies. Though there are a few other merchants, but yeah, I'm gonna say, oh yeah, county. So in in uh, England and Ireland, well, Ireland especially, county like County Kerry, County Cork, county comes first, and then the specific name of the county. Whereas in the U.S., something like Rockland County or Bergen County, the specific name comes first, and then the term county. Same with rivers. Like you have the River Avon, and then you have the Mississippi River. And the whether you put river first or second depends on which, like the river Styx. That's another European, well, Greek, but European. In nature. Okay, yes. The secrets he knows are gonna go in a separate section. Um, Predator manages to stalk. Let's see. So there's the booze and the girls. Well, doxies. It does not specify they're all women. Um, Heavily implied to be all women, but I don't know if there aren't a joy boy or two in there, as it were. Let's see. Blood Shield. Most of the food for the city. Um, the house manages to stalk. Um, the house manages to sort. Strong liquor. Harder substances. Yeah, but yes, the river. And I think because Greyhawk is more European, um, uh, not coded, that it would almost certainly the rivers would be listed as like the river. I think is put that way as opposed to the Imeda River, but the River Imeda. I don't know for sure though. I'm gonna put that there and see. Um, Zelzar's house. Hard addictive substances, along with and harder addictive substances. Liquor and harder addictive substances, along with um, uh, human entertainment. The house has so-called ooh, there was a really good quote. We're gonna quote the um depraved and mostly diseased doxies, along with um yeah, copy. You know what? We're gonna quote that because that's a really good. That's a depraved and mostly diseased doxies. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna source the quote for site source book. Avid. That's page 33, right? 33. And, yep. Okay, a fighting pit in the bottom. Pit in the basement. I'm gonna do it again. I know it's a lot of citations, but I think, given that that one's a direct quote, it's good to cite the rest of it too. Alright, so let's see. What do we got here? Right, and it made a. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna test something. I know the. I mean, maybe it goes American style. I made a river. Um, I made a river. Oh, hang on. Let me test. Oh, and we can do. This is where the preview feature really comes in handy. It made a river. Yep. Apparently, it goes American style for the name of rivers. Okay. Um, fixing link, and that's a minor edit. Boom. Okay. So we fixed the link. Okay, so we have him. What else we got? Ooh, all right, it's 3 o'clock now. So let me go through and see what we're doing. Half high, a male halfling still has managed to provide decent refreshments for those who can afford it. Provision to the place provides dark porter beer, which is especially fond. All right, so next week we'll do next week we'll do the other business places and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna do other businesses and stuff next week, I think. All right. Um, Late edits are 15 words a minute. So, I did 59, which is nice. So 59 times 15. Okay. If any of you 885. All right. If any of you uh are what was I going to say? Um if any of you are working got yeah, if any of you are participating in Game of Tomes, now is your chance. Bring out your words, bring out your words. Let me see. Bring out your words. I'm gonna type it twice. I'm gonna highlight it. There we go. Yeah, if any of you are supporting house, any of the houses, any of you are, doing any kind of writing and you want to support Game of Tomes, I think did I put it up? Oh! Dang! K9, I didn't even notice you came in. Because you were lost between Kit. Wow. Hi, K9. Welcome. We're doing Margot stuff. It's good to see you. Hopefully, sorry I ignored you. I didn't realize you were in. Okay. But it is 3 o'clock, and next week we do more half high, and, I'm going to go to my own, and go to the wiki, nope, not that one. Greyhawk. Um, um, on Good afternoon, Greyhawk. Um, more cityscape stuff. Maybe move on to people. Alright, yep. And then we pin this one as well. Essentially, yep. Boom. Yep, okay. So yes, that is next week, on Wednesday. Yes, I'm glad you enjoy hanging out, with me. It's always helpful to have, someone who's smart and knows what they're doing in the chat. Blah. Okay, so, because it's got, we're rating into got people. Unless, following, did I actually remember to, because it's got, we're gonna raid, if, Tiger, we got the Jamie, version to version, I do, yeah, we're gonna raid into Tiger Writes, who is a, writer. He's working on a, science fiction. He has fantasy series too. He's just cool writer. And he's also a member of GOT, so we're gonna raid into him. Um, yeah, it's the second book in the series. He's talking, editing. He's cool. Come say hi with me. Even if you don't stay. Gonna raid into Tiger and do that. Thank you for all that. We are going to. Oh, I know that. Okay. Boom. Yep. Take care of yourselves. Have a good day. You're all really cool. Peace out.